White House bragging about the economy, shocking leak proves rumors, the Ukraine tried to eliminate Putin. Former Fox host Tucker Carlson has leaked videos where he criticizes his former network while working for them. This could mean that Tucker was already planning to bounce as he looked to be extremely frustrated on the footage. Ukraine attempted to assassinate Vladimir Putin recently with a kamikaze drone, an effort that Russia says never happened. Now, a former U.S. Treasury Secretary is saying that the United States may experience a stagflation for 2023. Now, this would be a nightmare, as this would mean slow wages and high prices of goods, basically the worst case scenario for our wallets. However, the White House doesn't see it going down that path. They're actually bragging about how the economy is doing so much better now. Would you agree with them? Hit me up in the comments, yes or no on that one. And the Pentagon leak has now led to commanders being suspended. Now you gotta ask though, did they provide access to classified networks or information? Or is this the standard operating procedure for leaks now? Now I hope you guys are ready. We're gonna go ahead and jump right into the truth. Also, for the best way to invest in gold or silver, check out the links in the description down below this video. So the reports are out and they're showing Massachusetts Air National Guardsman Jack Teixeira had access to hundreds of classified documents before leaking them out to Discord. Now, according to the court filings, he had this access even though these documents that contain national defense information had no bearing on his role. So basically saying that he shouldn't have even had the clearance to even get to these documents, let alone collecting them and leaking them online. Now, it could be why two commanders who were in charge of the Air National Guard where Teixeira was, they were temporarily suspended. Now, besides the suspension, the Department of Air Force also revoked their access to classified information and networks. They did not, however, release the names of the officers that were suspended. Do you guys think that these people from higher ups gave Teixeira the access to the files that were leaked? Or is this just a precautionary measure to ensure that no further leaks get out? And since we're already on the topic, a video of the former Fox News host Tucker Carlson just surfaced, and it's him trashing Fox Nation, their subscription video on demand service. Now, at the beginning of the video, Tucker seems to be defending how he wants to represent himself on air, wearing a suit and all that, and the person on the other line says that it would help if he wore something much more relaxed based on their guest. Things seemed to already be tense at the beginning, but things got way worse when he was told that the footage might be used on Fox Nation, to which this happened.
But nobody's going to watch it on Fox Nation. Nobody watches Fox Nation because the site sucks. So I'd really like to just dump the whole thing on YouTube. But anyway, that's just my view. But we're doing our part. We're like working like animals to produce all this content, and the people in charge of it, whoever that guy's, whatever his name is, like they're ignoring the fact that the site doesn't work. And I think it's like a betrayal of our efforts. That's how I feel. So of course I resent it.
Does Tucker Carlson make sense with his comments? Are any of you subscribed to Fox Nation? Is it really a nightmare to use? Now, this opens a possibility that he may have already wanted out, as he was unhappy of producing content people would not be able to watch. What do you think though? Now, in terms of efforts, the Ukrainian Secret Service and their efforts to assassinate Russian President Vladimir Putin, they did not succeed. Now, according to them, they launched a drone with 17 kilograms of C4 explosives with the aim of detonating them near Moscow, where Putin was set to visit a newly built industrial estate. Now, the drone crashed 12 miles from the area where the Russian president was. No reason was provided as to why it crashed.
But before the deadly drone could in fact reach the Rudnevo Industrial Park on its alleged mission to take down the Russian leader, it reportedly crashed just mere kilometers away from the site. The German media outlet has said, citing a tweet by Ukrainian activist Yuri Romanenko, who claims to have some pretty close ties to Kiev's intelligence services. He alleges that Ukrainian Secret Service agents received information about Putin's apparent trip to the industrial site after they decided to launch the deadly drone in an attempt to assassinate the president.
Now, it could be Ukraine pushing that Putin can't trust the people around him given that his location was leaked, which in turn would mean that sharing crucial information within his inner circle would also be considered dangerous. Now, back here at home, something else dangerous could be coming. Former Treasury Secretary under the Obama administration, Larry Summers, he says that we should prepare for the worst case scenario in our economy.
I've been pointing to the ECI number because I think the labor market is the key to the inflation process, because it only comes quarterly, because it's the best of the numbers for measuring wage inflation, because it includes benefits and adjusts for changes in the composition of the labor force. And that number was pretty strong. That number's running at about 4.8% now, both on an annual basis and a quarterly basis. There's not really evidence that it is decelerating. The revision for last quarter was a little bit upwards. and 4.8% labor cost inflation just does not go with 2% underlying inflation. So I think we've got a bit of a stagflationary problem developing, where we have a base inflation that's well above target. And as I've been saying for the last year and a half, I don't think that's going to get back to target without a meaningful slowdown in the economy.
I'm not sure President Biden is going to be happy about these statements, especially since they're trying to sell us on the narrative that the economy is recovering.
The Americans are seeing energy prices up 24%, including electricity, since President Biden took office. Food prices are up 18% in the last 2 years. Manufacturing lost jobs for the last 2 months in a row, and inflation is outpacing wages for 26 months in a row. How does the president then sell to the American people to keep going with these economic policies?
So look, again, going to be careful about 2024. Anything that's related. No, I'm going to answer your question. Okay, I'm going to answer your question. Just want to be, because you said moving forward, so just want to be very careful here. Look, the president always is very clear when he talks about the economy. He always says, one of the things that he says very frequently is that when it comes to inflation, when it comes to lowering costs, that is a priority for him, and he has shown to do that. And if you talked about inflation, annual inflation has fallen over the last 9 months. It is moderating. That is something that we have seen from the data that has come out. Wages are higher than they were 9 months ago. Incomes are up, and consumer spending is strong. But he understands that American people are still feeling some of of this inflation, right? Still feeling some of the higher cost. But again, we're doing the work.
You know what? I'll let you guys be the judge. You're the ones who are visiting Walmart, Target, Costco, Best Buy, and wherever else you do your grocery shopping. You're the ones that know how much you're spending on goods, on gas, on rent, credit card bills. So by all means, let me know in the comments down below if you agree that inflation has gone down and that our wages have now caught up. Now, based on previous videos, I know that some people are struggling right now. And since you reached this part of the video, how would you like to get back to financial freedom? I know it's not the easiest task, but it's also not impossible. Feel free to drop me some comments down below if you're ready to talk more about generating multiple streams of income, be it through side hustles or small businesses. If you're ready to put forth the time and effort to learn more about investments, it could be in the stock market, real estate, investments in gold, investments in silver, anything that can protect and grow your cash, grow your wealth, and improve your net worth. Now, I'm really excited to talk more about this with you guys. I really can't wait for us to begin. Now, before I go, please do your boy a favor, drop a like for the video and share it with your friends. Make sure to subscribe. Appreciate you guys watching. Please be kind to one another, and I will see you on the next one.